The concept of death and dying often brings a profound sense of humility. For most, realizing life is finite leads to a deep appreciation for the time we have left. We begin to cherish loved ones more and prioritize meaningful experiences. This humbling realization encourages reflection on our lives, accomplishments, and regrets. It prompts us to make amends, express love and gratitude, and live more authentically. Facing mortality can make us more empathetic, generous, and willing to connect deeply with others. However, this process isn't just about sentimentality or introspection. It involves recognizing our limitations and vulnerabilities. We start to understand that life isn't about accumulating achievements or material possessions but about relationships, experiences, and the legacy we leave behind. This realization can significantly alter our priorities, focusing on creating memories, sharing wisdom, and ensuring our loved ones know how much they mean to us. For narcissists, the process of humility and reflection is fundamentally different. They don't experience this humbling process. Instead, their fear of death and loss of control intensifies their existing narcissistic traits, making them even more difficult to deal with. The difference in how narcissists and non-narcissists handle the approach of death is stark and highlights the unique challenges faced by those dealing with dying narcissists. Narcissists live in a world of delusions, with one of the most significant being the denial of mortality. They believe they are invincible, that they will stay young and powerful forever. This belief is deeply ingrained in their psyche and influences their behavior and interactions with others. Narcissists often equate their worth with their ability to control and dominate their environment. As a result, they vehemently deny and avoid the concept of aging and death. This denial of mortality isn't just about the fear of death. It's about refusing to accept any form of vulnerability or weakness. Narcissists often build their identities around perceived superiority and invincibility. Admitting that they will age, weaken, and eventually die is a direct threat to their constructed self-image. Therefore, they go to great lengths to maintain the illusion of eternal youth and strength, often engaging in behaviors and routines they believe will keep them safe from the ravages of time. When faced with the undeniable reality of their mortality, their world starts to crumble. The delusions they've held onto for so long are shattered, leading to intense feelings of fear, anger, and helplessness. This often results in even more extreme and hostile behaviors as they desperately try to cling to their sense of control and power. The realization that they are not immune to the passage of time and the inevitability of death is something they are wholly unprepared to handle. As narcissists face the reality of their mortality, their carefully constructed false self begins to collapse. This false self is a facade that narcissists maintain to appear confident, powerful, and in control. It's a defense mechanism to protect their fragile ego from the harsh realities of life. However, as they approach death, maintaining this facade becomes increasingly difficult. The narcissist's inability to confront their vulnerability and mortality causes a significant breakdown in their behavior and interactions. This collapse manifests in several ways. Firstly, the narcissist's grandiose self-image is directly challenged. They can no longer deny their aging, weakening, and eventual death. This shattering of their delusional self-image leads to a profound identity crisis. They are forced to confront the reality that they are not the invincible beings they believed themselves to be. This confrontation often leads to extreme emotional turmoil, as the narcissist struggles to reconcile their self-perception with the undeniable truth of their mortality. Moreover, the collapse of the narcissistic self results in heightened aggression and hostility. Narcissists are no longer able to maintain the control and dominance they once had. This loss of power is intolerable for them, leading to increased efforts to assert their will and control over others. This often results in abusive and manipulative behaviors, as the narcissist desperately tries to regain a sense of control. Unfortunately, this makes them even more difficult to deal with, especially for their caregivers and loved ones. As narcissists face their mortality and the collapse of their false self, their behavior often becomes more aggressive and hostile. This heightened aggression is a result of their inability to control their environment and the people around them. The loss of power and control is something narcissists cannot tolerate, leading to increased efforts to dominate and manipulate those around them. This often manifests in abusive and harmful behaviors directed at their caregivers, family members, and anyone else involved in their care. The aggression and hostility displayed by dying narcissists can be incredibly challenging to deal with. They become easily triggered and agitated, lashing out at those trying to help them. This behavior is a reflection of their internal turmoil and fear. The narcissist's inability to process their emotions and accept their vulnerability leads to externalizing their anger and frustration. This makes them extremely difficult to care for, as they reject any form of assistance and respond with hostility. Moreover, this heightened aggression is often directed at those closest to them. Family members, especially those who have been the target of the narcissist's abuse in the past, bear the brunt of this behavior. The narcissist's need for control and dominance does not diminish, even as they face death. Instead, it intensifies, making them even more abusive and manipulative. This creates a toxic and hostile environment, further straining relationships and making the process of dying even more difficult for everyone involved. The behavior of a dying narcissist has a profound impact on their caregivers and family members. Dealing with a narcissist is challenging at the best of times, but it becomes even more difficult when they are facing their mortality. Caregivers and family members often find themselves in an incredibly difficult and emotionally draining situation. The narcissist's heightened aggression and hostility make it nearly impossible to provide care and support effectively. Family members, especially those who have been the target of the narcissist's abuse in the past, often find themselves in a difficult position. They may feel obligated to care for the narcissist, despite the abuse and manipulation they have endured. This creates a complex and emotionally charged situation, as they struggle to reconcile their sense of duty with the need to protect their own well-being. The narcissist's behavior can be incredibly damaging, leading to increased stress, anxiety, and emotional trauma for their caregivers and family members. Moreover, the narcissist's behavior often leads to a breakdown in relationships. Family members and caregivers may find it impossible to maintain a positive and supportive relationship with the narcissist. The constant abuse and manipulation take a significant toll, leading to feelings of resentment, anger, and hopelessness. This can further isolate the narcissist, as their behavior drives away those who care for them. The impact on caregivers and family members is profound, as they struggle to provide care and support in the face of constant abuse and hostility. In the context of narcissistic abuse, flying monkeys refer to enablers who support the narcissist's behavior and often carry out their bidding. These individuals can be family members, friends, or anyone whom the narcissist has manipulated into supporting their agenda. When a narcissist is dying, the role of flying monkeys becomes even more pronounced. They often bear the brunt of the narcissist's demands and abusive behavior, as the narcissist relies on them to maintain their sense of control and power. Flying monkeys often find themselves in a difficult and unenviable position. They may feel a sense of loyalty or obligation to the narcissist, leading them to support and enable their behavior, even as it becomes increasingly abusive. This creates a toxic and damaging dynamic, as the flying monkeys are used by the narcissist to carry out their will and maintain their delusions of control. The narcissist's demands become overwhelming, leading to increased stress and emotional trauma for the flying monkeys. Moreover, flying monkeys often play a significant role in isolating the narcissist from other family members and caregivers. They may actively work to undermine the efforts of those trying to provide care and support, further exacerbating the situation. This creates a divided and hostile environment, as the narcissist manipulates those around them to serve their needs. The role of flying monkeys is crucial in understanding the dynamics of a dying narcissist, as they often enable and perpetuate the narcissist's abusive behavior. Survivors of narcissistic abuse often struggle with feelings of self-blame and guilt. They may question their own actions and decisions, wondering if they could have done something differently to avoid the abuse. This is especially true when dealing with a dying narcissist, as the survivor may feel a sense of obligation or duty to care for the narcissist, despite the abuse they have endured. This creates a complex and emotionally charged situation, as the survivor grapples with their feelings of compassion and the need to protect their own well-being. It is important for survivors to understand that they are not to blame for the narcissist's behavior. The narcissist's actions are a reflection of their own internal turmoil and delusions, not the survivor's shortcomings or failures. Survivors should be compassionate with themselves, recognizing that they did the best they could in an incredibly difficult situation. It is essential to acknowledge the emotional and psychological toll that dealing with a narcissist takes and to prioritize their own healing and well-being. Furthermore, survivors should understand that it is okay to step back and protect themselves from further harm. Self-care and setting healthy boundaries are crucial for their recovery and well-being. Seeking support from trusted friends, family members, or professionals can also provide valuable guidance and validation as they navigate the challenges of dealing with a dying narcissist. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share our channel to your loved one. Stay blessed and irresistible.